Hello and welcome to Let's Breathe Together. My name is Ariel Kiley. It is September 6th, 2020, and I'm so glad you have joined me today for this gathering. And our theme is magic. Today our theme is magic. And the reason I chose magic for the theme, or it chose me, it kind of came into my awareness, is just that given the times we're in right now, there's just a lot of stress and strain and hard stuff going on. And I know that one thing that happens when things are hard in our personal lives and globally is we stop seeing and feeling the enchantment, the magic, the mystery, the wonder of life. We can lose access to that for days, weeks, even months at a time. And I want to lead this class today and give you really specific techniques and things you can do to. The image I was thinking when I was writing my newsletter on Friday was like, wipe the grime from your lens. Like sometimes my lens gets grimed over and it's hard to see, like, oh my gosh, all these colors and textures and sensations, like the overwhelming beauty of this life. Sometimes it can get a little grimed up. And this class is all about helping all of us clear that lens and really be able to experience and see and perceive and relish the beauty of life, even as we consciously and skillfully take on the challenges of these times, both personally and collectively. So first, let's just get centered and take a few breaths together to arrive together. So you can find your seat in a comfy way. I wanted to show you my new plants for our session today. This one has like little pink leaves, and this one I think is called a snake plant. It's my cousin's. She just went back to Vermont from LA. All right, so find your seat. And just have a big inhale with all of us. And sigh it out. And have another big inhale. And sigh it out. And another inhale. And sigh it out. And then just lightly close your eyes and just breathing through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And take several more rounds of breath. And as you breathe and really enter the present moment, also feel your connection to me and to everyone else on this call, joining in from around the world, choosing to show up and breathe together, become more present together, and access a little more magic together. Feel all of us out there, here with you. And then just tune into why you came here today, what you really want and need from our session today. And determine to get it. No matter what or how well Ariel leads the group, determine that you are still going to get what you came for. And then as you're ready, you can reopen your eyes. And just have a look around your space and see how it looks now. And I want to give you just a really, before we do any of the practice, opportunity to look through the lens of enchantment. So just like look around your space and see if you can see through the eyes of enchantment, meaning like you can see the beauty, you can see the wonder. What a funny plant, what a beautiful mug. Like even in the simple stuff in your space, can you be awestruck? The way the fan spins, the plays of shadow and light. And just noticing, almost like you might check in before doing an exercise and then do a bunch of warm-ups and see if it gets easier. Just checking in on your ability to perceive real beauty and wonder out there. And of course, one of the things that hard times take from us is our ability to feel at peace, feel excited, feel hopeful. And so if you're looking around and you're like, gosh, all I see is dullness and gray, bland, blah, 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 that can be quite normal. But the practices we do today, I hope, will help scrub your lenses so life becomes a little bit more technicolor. Now, the reason also I wanted to offer this theme today is I've decided next weekend, I like to try and do this once a year. Next weekend, I'm going up in the mountains in California, and I'm going to do a 3-day water retreat, silent retreat, and water fast. And I'm going to be just in a tent in the woods, basically on someone's property. And the reason I'm doing that is partly because I've been in LA all summer and I've been thinking a lot and working a lot, and I feel a little cluttered. I feel a little cluttered by all the mind stuff. In yoga philosophy, they call it chittas vrittis, the grooves in our mind that we repeatedly get in. I'm feeling a little cluttered by the mind stuff. And one of my most extreme experiences of magic was after a 5-day silent retreat back in my 20s, when I had a very intense, what might be called awakening experience, where I was silent for 5 days. I wasn't fasting, but I really, over those 5 days, all the chat in the mind started to seem very silly, because when you're not engaging it and you're not talking and using your voice, you just hear the loops of thoughts that are always on repeat, and you're like, I just thought that 10 minutes ago. Why am I rethinking this over and over and over again? And it feels really obvious when you're in silence and when you're not doing little things to kind of satisfy cravings and avoid your thoughts. It's just becomes like, oh my God, what is this hamster wheel I'm on? The mind wanted stuff to do so much that I remember literally reading the shampoo bottle in my shower because I wasn't reading or doing anything to entertain myself, and I was just reading the ingredients in the shampoo. That's how bad the mind wanted a fix of something to think about, to take in. But after those 5 days in silence, when I was coming back to New York City in the car, I just had such a strong experience. Hands on the wheel, car on the road. Oh my God, all of planet Earth. This great sense of wonderment filled me, filled the car. Suddenly, Ariel was like at the bottom of a tunnel. She was just this little tiny voice going, oh my God, life is so freaking magic. And the vividness of the trees came forward, the interconnection of all things, and I was certain that life is in fact magic. It's our perception. Our perception can kind of allow for that or make it feel duller and further away. So the first thing I really want us to do together to kind of replicate some of what happens on like a silent retreat, have a little mini retreat here, is to, well, the first thing is to steady our breath. And by steadying our breath, what we'll do, it'll help take the nervous system from more feelings of stress and anxiety into a more regulated, peaceful state. And that'll help avail us more to what's happening in the present moment instead of going into those anxious thoughts that make us keep thinking, I need to survive, I need to survive, I need to survive, I need to survive. Okay? So to steady our breath today, we're going to do the alternate nostril breath technique. It's a simple, it's a classic, it's wonderful. And to do this, you can do one of two hand positions, whichever feels better for you. One of the hand position options is to rest your middle finger and index finger of your right hand just between your eyebrows. Place your ring finger on your left nostril and your thumb on your right nostril. So I'm mirroring you. So this is one way to do it, anchoring your middle two fingers up here. Another way to do it is to tuck those fingers in. So you'd start like this with your index and middle finger tucked in, and then put ring finger over left nostril, thumb over right nostril using your right hand. So you can just check both of those out and see which one feels more comfortable for you today. Either fingers up or fingers tucked in. If both of those hand positions are just really hard, you could also just put one finger from each hand on each nostril, rest it over each nostril, and alternate like this. I think I'm going to do that today. I like the symmetry of it. Okay, so pick your hand position and find your long spine so that you have optimal lung capacity, so that your ribs are nice and upright and even, and that means that your lungs, the 5 lobes of your lungs, you have 3 lobes on the left side, 3 lobes on the right side, and 2 lobes on the left side, because your heart takes up a little more space on the left side. So those 5 lobes of your lungs, we want to make sure they have plenty of space to absorb your breath, your oxygen. Okay, pick your hand position, and first block the right nostril just so you can sense what that's like. Okay, you can block the right nostril as close up toward the higher part of the nose as possible, and then try blocking the left nostril. Check that out. And then block both nostrils. And if you've practiced with me a while, you know I love it when we all say namaste together with our plugged nostrils. So just try it out. Namaste. Very good. I can't hear you, but I can feel you out there. Now plug both nostrils. Inhale through both. Exhale out both. Block right, inhale left. At the top, block left, open right, exhale right. Inhale right. At the top, block, open left, exhale left. Inhale left. Block, open right, exhale right. Continue on your own. Fully absorb your attention in the alternate nostril breathing. Spine upright, either eyes closed or gently resting your gaze somewhere fixed. This breath technique is said to steady and bring evenness to the left and right hemispheres of your brain. You can decide. After your next exhale out your left nostril, Gently rest your hands and just breathe lightly. You can have your eyes closed if you wish. Just feeling the breath moving in and out. And notice if there's a little more peace that has filled the body with presence. For me, there's something about alternate nostril breath that feels like it really nourishes my mind while calming my body. So it gives me a peaceful sense of presence after. Just notice how you feel. Now, the next little piece for us to move towards a more enchanted way of seeing is to just do some simple movements in the body to help discharge any tension the body might be holding on to. So if you have been having ongoing stress or anxiety, it's likely that your muscles are tensing for action. They're tensing to be able to do things for you to help take care of you. And we want to make sure, because right now you are safe. You can look around and make sure you're probably safe. Hey, muscles, you don't need to hold this tension right now. So we'll just do a few simple things to remind them. And you can start by bringing your little paws out in front of you and circling your wrists. And it doesn't have to be, oh, it looks so cool to see it on video. It doesn't have to be like the biggest circle. So good, so good. Just like feel the rotations in and around your wrists. You can also peer around your room while you do it. You don't have to stay fixed on the screen. And then circle the other way. Then let your arms hang and just a few shoulder circles. And again, they don't have to be huge. You're just feeling the bones move around your shoulders. You have those great scapula, those wings on your back, your collarbones in front here, your shoulder bones of your top of your heads of your humerus, your arm bones where they meet up. Just rolling them around. And then you can check out rolling them the other way. I wonder if we could roll one in one direction and the other in the other direction. Let's try it. Left, oh shoot. Okay, start with both your shoulders up. Then the right one comes forward, the left one back. They cross at the bottom and continue to circle in opposite directions. Oh, cross patterning, that's crazy. It's crazy. It helps if you anchor your fingertips. Try the other way. Don't worry about it if it doesn't happen. Just the attempts will make you even more just like, I would keep wanting to say like lubricated in your shoulder joints, but it makes you sound like a car or something. I'm gonna lube them up. Okay, let your shoulders rest and then look right to left. So just rotating your head side to side. And now bring your head back to center and roll chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, and then over to the left shoulder. So do a little U shape with your head side to side. So a little easing up around the neck and upper back muscles. And then come back towards center and just a little shoulder shimmy. Y'all, I went to a drive-in last night for the first time in my life. I saw Jaws for the first time in my life. Have you seen that movie? It's about a big shark. It's quite good. Yeah, right? I was like, oh, I see what all the fuss is about. Now, finally, reach both your arms up for the ceiling. Bend your left elbow and see if you can pat yourself on the back with your left hand. And say, you're doing a good job, kid. Then hold onto your other elbow, if possible. It might be a little too far to reach. It's okay if your hand's forward. That's totally cool. And just push the elbow up, stretching a little more through the left side. And then switcheroo, reach your arms up, flex your right elbow, reach over, hand on elbow. It's okay if your hands are more forward. Push up, lengthen through the right side. And then bring both your arms up and like paint brushes, so your hands are like this, just paint your hands down through the air, all the way back down to rest. Close your eyes, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. And then when you open your eyes, just peek around your space again and see if you can find something that brings about a feeling of awe, of wonder to look at. I'm just looking at the sun through the slats of the shades, and it's quite wondrous. Now, we're going to do another exercise in a second, but before that, I just want to note that your ability to feel the magic of life, anyone's ability to feel the magic of life, has nothing to do with money, has nothing to do with how much money you have or your means, how big your house or your car is. It has nothing to do with age. You can see and feel and sense the magic and wonder of life at any age. It has nothing to do with body type. There's no particular body type that experiences magic more than others. It has nothing to do with ethnicity or gender. And it has nothing to do with religion. This ability to perceive and experience the enchantment and wonder of life just comes with having human consciousness. I can't speak for other animals, but I do know that this one comes with human consciousness. I do think that some cultures are better at helping teach people to live in wonder and to experience, I don't know, it's called all different things, spirit and all kinds of things. It's more normal in certain cultures than others, and sometimes religions can really support it, but sometimes it's just your family. My grandma was definitely my original magic teacher. So I say that just because I think oftentimes we wonder if we have the infrastructure to feel the wonderment of life. And I just want to say, of course you do. And then the inverse of it, that I think sometimes where people don't allow them to experience wonder, is if you have a sense of shame or guilt or I guess shame or guilt would be the two big words about other people in the world that might not have as much as you have in terms of stuff and resources and privilege. Sometimes we block the magic because we can feel guilty for what we have. And I just want to remind you, and I think about that film Life is Beautiful, and the father raising his son in a concentration camp and how he basically helped his son survive. I mean, it's a fantastical tale, but what a beautiful story of him seeing through the eyes of magic in the most horrific conditions and teaching his son to see through the eyes of magic so he could see a different world than the horrific world that they were in. We don't support each other by looking at life through grimy eyes, through a grimy lens. We don't uplift others by depriving ourselves of feeling the awe, wonderment, curiosity, and beauty of life. And they can actually go so beautifully together. Your ability to be in touch with what's so beautiful about life and your ability to take conscious and skillful action on behalf of other human beings that you want to help support and also give allow for the resources, really for the resources for them to thrive too. And I actually think by allowing for wonderment, that makes the tough stuff of life that you want to show up for, it makes it much more sustainable. Like if you've ever like helped a loved one in their transition from life into death, there can actually be so much beauty in that, and being in touch with the beauty is so important for both of you in that transition. So that's just a little pitch for seeing the magic. And let's just take a moment to just take 3 breaths together, because I know those were some kind of heavy ideas, and just kind of come back to yourself, and then I'll offer the next little exercise. So let's inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. All right, so the next piece is a piece that I've really learned from learning meditation and mindfulness. Um, it's a naming thoughts practice. So this is a way to help separate the thoughts that you perpetually think that might be griming up your lens of seeing the magic, um, from your perception, your perceptive abilities. So you can think of the thoughts about your life almost like images on a screen. So imagine there's a movie screen out in front of you, and the story of your life is playing on it. And with that, there are these thoughts and ideas and scenarios you're playing out. You pull up clips from the past and watch that on the screen. You create imagined clips from the future and play that out on the screen. And you get so absorbed in the movie, just like I was so absorbed in Jaws last night, that you think you are the movie. So like when, you know, the shark jumps up on the boat, I'm suddenly grabbing the person I'm with, because I'm like, oh my gosh, is the shark in the car right now? And it's like, no, it's on the screen. It's a movie. So we get so absorbed in those thoughts that we forget that we're not the screen. We're not the images on the screen. We're actually, it's more like we're the projector. You're actually inside the projector projecting these images. And the act of naming thoughts is helping you realize that there's a space between your awareness, your perception, and the stuff of your mind that's playing out. So this is a simple exercise that's pretty powerful for you to pull back and be able to realize you're the projector, and you get to choose much more than you give yourself credit for what you're looking at or how much you engage in the stuff on the screen. So this is how it works. You basically just, we'll close our eyes, we'll do a little silent meditation together, and as you think thoughts, you'll just name the thoughts. So here I go. I'm going to do an example. My eyes close. Okay. Thought about drive-in movie in Glendale last night. Thought about street I parked on this morning. Thought about hot temperatures in Los Angeles. Thought about the people on the Let's Breathe Together call. So it's so boring. It's just like you're like filing, you're like the court reporter, just naming thoughts that go through your mind. Okay, so we won't do it for too long, but let's all just get together. Again, find your seat, close your eyes. Notice your breath. And gently hold your attention on your breath. Let that be the anchor for your attention, the sensation of breathing. And when a thought comes up in your own mind, name what the thought is about. Don't engage with the story, just name thought about blank. And then return your attention to the breath and see how long you can keep your attention on the breath before another thought arises. You name it and bring your attention back to the breath. Okay, let's go. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and again, just peer out into the space, the world around you, and just look from that place of the projector. Don't look at a screen. Just see, and take in what's around you. And see if you can find anything that's strangely wonderful in your space. Now, this last little bit I want to offer up to you is just the opening up to, I want to say, the mystery. I think a big question a lot of people I encounter are in a lot of the time is there such thing as divine order? Is there free will? Is there destiny? Like, is this just a bunch of humans, human animals trying to survive, or is there something greater, some greater extraordinary organizing principle that ties us together? And I haven't come across any solid answers to these questions, but I do know that when I'm open, instead of trying to control my world, when I'm open, sometimes the strangest synchronicities happen. Sometimes I have psychic experiences. I know right when someone's about to connect with me. Sometimes I meet someone and it was like we were always meant to meet. And it's kind of like that book, The Alchemist. It seems like my life has been laid out in the most perfect way for me to move through. And there's something more extraordinary at work than I can fathom. And I think your capacity, and you all know I'm all up in the trauma resolution work now, and so it's all about capacity. I mean, trauma resolution work is about your capacity to process, complete survival responses, process, and be with the truth of your whole animal nature, and thereby get more and more capacity to feel. And also there's this capacity to feel the wonder of life. the capacity to have unknowns and not be afraid and shrink from unknowns, but open up to like the possibility and the wonder in the unknown. And one of what's kind of considered the final stages of resolving trauma is that your sense of connection is no longer relegated to, you know, the parent, the caregivers that brought you up. Your sense of connection isn't even necessarily about your dear friends or your close intimate partner. Your sense of connection is about your connection to life itself. And you can actually find peace and upliftment and support just in connecting to your relationship to spirit, God, the universe, whatever you call it. You can be fortified by that, the way a baby is fortified by being held by its mother. So, for this last piece, I really want to take you on just like a little guided meditation to kind of open up your perceptors to wonderment. And then we'll come back to here and now together and take a few more breaths together. So this will just be a simple little guided meditation to help you continually open to wonder while also being here and now in a safe place with our group. Okay, so first let's just inhale and exhale. And then again, make yourself really comfy wherever you are. I think I'm going to go back into a cross-legged seat. And let your eyes just glance out at your environment around you. Then let your eyes close. With your eyes closed, feel your seat. Feel your animal body breathing, the warmth of it. Notice how you don't need to be plugged in like a cell phone. You're continually charged and recharged by the sun, by water, by food. These simple ingredients, and life continues to live through your form. How extraordinary. Feel the life animating you now. And then imagine that a magic carpet has appeared right next to you. And it's beautiful. Imagine a really beautiful magic carpet. The colors on it, the design of it is so appealing to you. It might even have a symbol on it or a picture that deeply resonates with you. And in your mind's eye, move onto that magic carpet. You can sit on it, you can lie on it, you can stand on it, whatever works. And let it lift you up, 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 above your home, above the city or town you live in. And imagine it transporting you to a very enchanted place. Some place like maybe if you were a kid, you would have hoped existed, or as an adult, you're just fascinated by. It can be a place that you know is real, but feels really cool and special. Or it could be a place that you find in your own imagination. You could go visit the cosmos. You could visit a crystal clear glacial lake. You could go deep into the jungle. And go to this place where you think, gosh, it would be so incredible to be in that place. Maybe surrounded by tall, tall redwoods, wherever you want to be. And as you arrive there, step off that magic carpet and feel the texture of the air. Feel it, smell it. And look around you and see all the awe-inspiring visions around you. It could be nature, or whatever else you see around you. And as you look around in your imagination, let more and more of the magic of this place come forward into your vision. And in this space, move to a spot, a place that really appeals to you, that delights you. Maybe you climb a tree, or you're sitting on a cloud, or you're back floating in water. You could even go underwater and suddenly be able to breathe underwater, or have a little tube that goes to the surface so you can keep breathing. Whatever you want, go to a space in this space, a spot in this space that you really think it would be fun to land on. And then there is a message waiting for you in this place. A message that's just for you. A message about either something happening in your life now, something about going forward. It's a magical message designed to help support you. Imagine a creature of some kind appearing in the distance and moving toward you. See how it moves toward you. It has the message for you. See how it makes its way toward you, and see how it arrives. Make eye contact with it if it has eyes. Feel your connection to that creature. And then receive the message from the creature. Let it share with you how it wants to share with you. Have it a moment of thanks with the creature. And again, feel your connection, how you can see each other even though you're different species. And then your carpet, your magic carpet, zips right up, finds you. You hop back onto it and sail on it all the way back to your seat, wherever you are here and now, and feel your seat. Feel the life in your body. And then gently open your eyes and look around in the same way in your imagination you looked around that enchanted place. Look around as though this is the perfect enchanted place that you've arrived at to take on the next challenge, to expand to the next level in your life. See if you can see it as perfect, the most perfect scene in the movie of you. And let's inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. So that's what I have to offer you today. And I'd love to hear from you if you have any things about your experience doing this together. These are very experimental for me. I'm kind of like, I have this topic I want to talk about. Okay, we're going to throw a little of this and a little of that and a little of this, put it in the oven and then see what comes out. So they're experimental for me, and it's always very interesting to hear like what stood out to you, what worked for you. I'm very interested if you were able to like see differently, like shift from seeing maybe problems or stress to suddenly seeing like, whoa, that's beautiful, something about your space. So if you're open to sharing anything about your experience today, please type it in the chat box. I'd love to hear from you, and it would be really cool to hear from the group too. You could share something about your enchanted place. You could say what the creature said to you. Lori says, hello from Big Bear, California. Oh, wow. What's the temperature like up there, Lori? I'm doing this silent retreat next week in a location near where you are. Like, it's going to be like high elevation pine trees, 82 degrees. Ooh, sweet. It's cooler there. Yeah, it's going to be 107 today in LA. Ah! I decided I'm not even going to take the scamp up. I'm just going to be in a tent in the woods. I think it'll be more radical. Archana, awesome. So good to be here with all of you and see you, Ariel. I really enjoyed the exercise where we named our thoughts. Well, I've done that hundreds of times. I don't think I've ever said the thoughts out loud. That was a cool experience. Nice, nice. You can feel like, oh, it's a thought. It's not me. Lori, you've inspired me to do a 3-day fast soon. Love it. Lori, check out the book, One Spirit Medicine by Dr. Alberto Violdo. And he really goes into how it's a huge health reset for the brain and also some of the rituals you can do around it. That's the book I did my first couple ones based on. Now I've kind of rehashed it to do my own thing, but it's the basis for me. Heather, right before you started the session, I cleaned the lens of my front camera. Hashtag synchronicity. Nice. Sandra, the meditation reminds me of the power and magic of imagination. Yeah, absolutely. And like kids know that so well, and people in the arts know that so well too, because your imagination is part of your craft. It's part of your moneymaker. Bill, hey Ariel, Lori and I left Palm Springs yesterday where it was 120 degrees. Enjoyed today. Whoa, yeah, Palm Springs is so real. Hey, thanks so much for joining, Bill. Nadia, thank you for sharing. I'm in Arizona now. This experience helped me see my job and location here and now as perfect. I love the magic carpet ride, haha. I was in a jungle and then beach. And a crab had a message for me, LOL. Blessings to you and your journey. That's wonderful. Crab had a message. Holly, love the alternate side breathing and naming thoughts. It really helped to bring down my anxiety. Cool. James, I've been baking a lot lately and I really connected to the magic of transforming flour and butter and sugar into pure animal experience of pleasure. Yeah, baking is like that. It's you can take the simplest ingredients and turn them into something so delicious. Princess, thank you. I realize my old friends' grime on their lenses are not so healthy. I'm going to Taos next weekend for my birthday, and my vision was pine trees in the mountains. Beautiful. And happy birthday, Virgo. I like Virgos. Although I can't say like there's any sign that I'm like, I just don't like you. It's just Virgos I find comforting. Okay. Yeah, anything else, feel free to type it in. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here together. One thing I often think about, maybe I want to just leave you with, is Diana says, thank you, Ariel. Naming the thought practice was so helpful for helping me see how my messy and confusing lifestyle is okay. It's okay, and everything is fine. Definitely. Yeah, if you peel the thoughts off, it's like, oh, things are just a little messy right now. Bill said, I love the imaginative journey on the carpet. I felt it transported my mind to a place of better connection and vision. Thank you as ever, Ariel. Magical. Love it, Bill. The last thing I kind of want to leave you with is, it's really quite magical, this technology we've created, right? Like that we can be together and be all around the world and be sharing this experience like this. It's just incredible. And also, sometimes I like to think about if we were to always have our eyes absorbed in a screen or a phone, and that was our world, and then one day we were suddenly granted the ability to look up and look around and see a three-dimensional world, how crazy magical that would be. Like, can you imagine that if you were just always in the phone? Like, we think the phone is so magical because it's new. We think this is like those of us who were born before all this, we're like, what is going on with this screen and all the things we can do? And it is magical. But if this was the only thing you knew and you looked up and saw a three-dimensional world, it would blow your mind. So that's just like one more pitch for letting yourself turn it off. Like, it's amazing, like moments like this where we can connect, but also letting yourself turn it off and realize that the twitch that pulls you to your phone, get that twitch that pulls you to 3D life, because it's crazy. It's beautiful. Monica says, in my magical ride, I was on a red carpet in the clouds and saw exactly my mirror image with a message. But before I could unfold the message, we came back from our ride. Oh no, go back after this ends. Thank you for an awesome experience as always. Cool. Nadia, yes, reminds me of the allegory of the cave. Totally. Love the allegory of the cave. All right, friends. Well, let's do it again in a month. First Sunday in October. I'll come back with a new theme, and you're also welcome to request themes or practices. You can just email me if you want to. If you want support processing stress, anxiety, doing trauma resolution, reach out to me through my website. And in the meantime, I hope you have a really, enchanted month. Okay? Bye. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Holly.